Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon podcast. Today we're discussing the latest AI updates in the world of Amazon. We're going to talk about the newest and latest Rufus updates, how sellers can optimize for Rufus, and what are some of the most important things that came out of Amazon Accelerate. All right, everybody, welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right, as mentioned, today we're going to be discussing the latest AI updates in the world of Amazon. Our guest is the founder and CEO of Ecom Tent, which helps enable sellers to create product listings with generative AI. Max has spent over 6 years working at Amazon, his role including the launch of Amazon Business, or B2B, in the UK, and owning customer browse and catalog quality for the launch in Amazon in Singapore. So we'll be welcoming Max Sinclair in a second. But now let's have a quick word from our sponsor. Are you looking to quickly boost new Amazon product launches or scale up existing listings to reach first page positioning? The influencer platform Stack Influence can help. Stack Influence pushes high volume external traffic sales to Amazon listings using micro influencers that you only have to pay with your products. They've helped up-and-coming brands like Magic Spoon compete with Cheerios for top category positioning, while also helping Fortune 500 brands like Unilever launch their new products. Act now. It's one of the best times to get started with Stack Influence in preparation for October Prime Day sale and the holiday season. Sign up today at stackinfluence.com or click the link in this video and mention Norm, and you'll get 10% off your first campaign. All right. Where is the mayor of Blunderville?
Hello. Well, today is a very special day. For those listening, it's the Beard Guy's birthday. So happy birthday. Hope you're doing well. Let's get some birthday comments going in the comment sections, and let's make it a special day for you.
I'm too old. You know what? The fire department shows up when I blow out my candles.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that beard.
Yeah, definitely. It's happened before. All right. So we got a couple things happening. First of all, heading out to Innovate on the 28th. So that's in New York City. So if anybody's going, let us know and we'll see you there. Also, what's happening after that? Oh, I know. It has nothing to do with Amazon. Kevin King and I are heading over to the Big Smoke in Las Vegas, and we're doing our cigar event. So we're looking forward to that as well. So if anybody's in Vegas, anybody who wants to enjoy a cigar, let us know. And I think Kevin told me that we're heading over to the Sphere, which I know what it is now, Kels, and we're going to be watching the Eagles. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So that's all personal. I do want to mention this a couple of times. And Kels, I don't know if you can throw up that graphic. I don't know if you had time to do that. But Kevin King and I, as you know, we've had something in the works for a long time. We've been trying to put something together. And part of this new company is just beta testing right now. So Kels, if you throw up that graphic, it's something simple, but we're looking for brands to work with. Now, specifically brands that are selling under $1 million in sales. It's not just looking at your listings. It's a heck of a lot more. And any brands that are interested in increasing their sales at an incredibly low price, beta, you'll be working with Kevin and King and I overlooking your brands and trying to get those things to grow during Q4. So just let us know. The easiest way to contact us is for this, anyways, on the show, just contact Kelsey at k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll send you over that information. So this is our new exclusive beta program. So it does include a bunch of different things. We're not going to get into it right now, but for those of you who are interested in it, just let us know, and we'll try to help your brands grow. And again, if you're interested, that's just just send it over to k@lunchwithnorm.com.
Well, how about they fill out the form?
Oh, well, they could do that too.
I'll post the form in the comment section so you can take a look at that. And yeah.
Yes, thank you for the birthday greetings. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, I was thinking more 19-ish, but 21's good too. All right, guys. So let's get into this and talk to Max. Where is Mr. Sinclair?
Happy birthday, Norm.
Well, thank you. Kelsey
I'm honored.
What's that?
I said I'm honored that you're talking to me on your birthday.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. But Kelsey was supposed to sing me a happy birthday. I was kind of surprised he didn't. And yeah, I'm a little sad. But maybe he'll do it before the end of the podcast.
Bring him back on.
Exactly. All right, my friend. We're going to dive into this. So what's happening in the world of AI right now with Amazon?
Sure. So as you kind of said at the top of the show, Amazon just had Accelerate maybe about a month ago. So we've had a bit of time to process and kind of understand all of the different launches. But by far, for me anyway, the most surprising launch was that Amazon are going to start to personalize titles and bullets for customers. So each individual customer coming on and viewing Amazon is going to see different titles and descriptions based on their search and their profile. So pretty wild, and definitely going to be an enormous shakeup for SEO on Amazon.
Well, this is definitely something that we've been thinking was going to happen, just in Amazon, but in general marketing. The personalization of with digital marketing is, and we've seen it. You get that first field norm, but it's going to be way beyond that. It's going to know exactly the information and content to feed you. So it's exciting, a little scary, but exciting.
I think it's exciting as Amazon customers. I think as an Amazon seller, and Amazon sellers, as you know, spend a lot of time finessing the titles and the descriptions, and obviously you help them with them. We help some with that as well. Definitely a scary prospect, but what they've said just now, to start with anyways, they're not going to be generating new content into the product listing. So they're going to be reordering. So for example, if a customer searches for gluten-free cereal, if you are selling kind of a cereal and gluten-free somewhere in that title, they're going to bring that to the front to match with the customer search. So they're not going to put in new points at this point. We'll talk about, I think in a bit, some of the other, this is on the personalization point. There's obviously Amazon generated bullet points and text that does generate new stuff. And we'll talk about that. It's a different team, I guess, in a minute. But from the personalization team, they're not going to be generating net new stuff at the moment. In the future, who knows? But right now, just kind of doing some reordering.
Yeah, it's from what I've heard, and I'm not sure if this is 100% or not. Things change all the time, but with all of this information that's going to be personalized, if you still do a catalog report, you'll still have the exact same listing. So whatever in your bag, whatever you put in on your flat file is not going to change. They're just taking that information and personalizing it to that person. So it's not, we're not saying, at least I'm not saying, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but don't change the research and the effort that you're putting in to crafting a really great listing, because that's in the back end and the algorithm's still going to see that, but it's just changing it per person. Is that correct?
I think it's true. I think one of the interesting dynamics to think about with this is what market are you competing in? So for example, Norm, it's your birthday, and I know you like whiskey, right? So
I don't drink. I like Coke Zero.
So you like cigars.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, my apologies. You like cigars, so maybe there's let's imagine a seller is selling and I don't smoke, so I'm now in unknown territory. But let's say that you've got some kind of cigar holder. Are you, when you're thinking about the customer, are you competing in the cigar holder category, or are you competing in the gifts for dad, birthday gifts, gifts for whoever, like uncle or whoever it would be category? And I think this is going to be a really important point about how the strategy going forward goes into optimizing listings, is not just doing all kind of the traditional stuff, but really thinking about what is the purchase journey that your customers are going on, and which categories really do you want to, which customer journeys do you want to be competing in? Do you want to be playing in the world of I don't know, B2B bars, because obviously Amazon B2B is quite big, purchasing stuff for their cigar holders for their bars? Do you want to be playing in the gift? How are you, where's your category from your customer journey, and how are you framing the listing in the context of that?
Okay. Hey, I do have a question for you. I'm going to go down a different rabbit hole. I'm just testing out some AI here. I know you're a big AI guy. So I just typed in a couple of things about you, and I want to see if this is correct. Okay. So,
oh gosh, about me.
Yeah. And this actually targets personality, but it gives you background. So I want to know if this is correct. Haberdashers asks Boys School, University of Bristol, the Open University, Mila, Quebec Artificial Intelligence, started as an intern in Garage, Soho, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Is that all right?
That's all correct. Yeah, so far, yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, this is really great. While you're here, it's also generated all the questions I should be asking you about e-com tent.
Wow.
And there's 10 different talking points, but if we do that, it's only going to be like a 2-hour podcast, and we got to keep it to 12:45. So this just came up. Kelsey just sent it over. I said, do some research on Max. So nothing too terrible came up, so don't have to worry about that. No, nothing about prison or any charges. No. This is crazy what it's getting to be. By the way, Max, we're gonna stay on Amazon, but did you see those eyeglasses? It came out last week that that the kids were walking around. Kids were walking around with these eyeglasses, and every face that they looked at went back, recognized them, pulled up their information, pulled up their parents, pulled up everything that they had to know about them, where they lived, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking scary.
This is the future we're heading to. And this is honestly what I think about every day at e-content is, we want to help to optimize sellers to AI. And AI right now means large language models, Rufus on Amazon, and I think this is going to grow and grow and grow. People adopting conversational search rather than traditional search. But the next generation of it is you buy a smart mirror, and it's kind of looking at your skin, and it is kind of saying, "Hey, you need X, Y, and Z products to help you." And obviously, what are you going to trust more? Like a mirror that you've purchased that has is reflecting your specific skin and whatever else, or just a random Amazon search and the top bidder on keywords on Amazon. So I think commerce is going to totally change with the advent of AI. Smart mirrors, smart fridges, helping you to order food and kind of use what you've got left, and make your favorite ingredients. I think not the glasses, but also we've seen our friend Elon with his robots, and he says that this is going to be 30 to 40K. I think we're going to have these kind of, it's going to absolutely change. And if you think about how we look at people, 200 years ago, and it's kind of an unrecognizable world that they're living in, I'm sure, 100, 200 years from now, they'll be looking at us, let's say us 10 years ago without any of these AI and be like, oh my God, how on earth did they get by without like an AI agent doing this? And the AI,
look at GPS. Look at how it's changed the
Yeah.
way that we can navigate now. I'm an older guy. I could say old. I'm a fossil. And I remember when you had to take out paper books and kind of match up when you had to negotiate, like where to go to try to find an address, and now you just couldn't do it. But there's so many things happening. And this reminds me of a TV show. It's an English TV show called Humans. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this is getting so close to where you really can't tell whether it's a robot or a human. Now people are going, yeah, no way. This technology is doubling, tripling. I mean, it's no longer every year. It's every month stuff is substantially changing. But go ahead.
It passed the Turing test, right? I mean, I think that's like, it's incredible what we've all lived through in the last 2 years, because it was unimaginable for AI to pass the Turing test 3 years ago. People thought it could never be done. And we'd all use AI for GPS and crunching big numbers and everything else. But people would say, oh no, it would never pass. You could never talk to it and you think it was a human. And then, as we all know, ChatGPT has passed the Turing test. I mean, it's done it officially in like blind tests of ChatGPT doing some doctor responses and real doctors doing responses and humans ranking which ones they prefer. Like, we've hit this incredible point in history. And sometimes it's just, as you say, it's just worth thinking about. Like, this was unimaginable 2-3 years ago. People didn't think it was going to happen, and now suddenly the floodgates are completely open, and AI robots are going to be in our homes. They're going to be in our appliances. They're going to be doing the e-commerce for us, and e-commerce is certainly going to change. And these things Amazon have done, gone.
Okay, so this goes down the Amazon AI rabbit hole, and that is, do you think AI is going to be ordering products from Amazon based on their now personalized AI to you?
So Amazon another thing Amazon launched hot off the press of kind of doing the product personalization on the titles and descriptions. They launched this AI shopping guides. Did you see this?
No. So, what's this?
So it's hard to keep up, right? And so they launched AI shopping guides where basically when you search for certain products, and they've launched it in pillows, they've launched like 100 or 200 sample ones where you can they kind of curate different information. So the AI generates basically a shopping guide rather than just like even a Rufus chat or just a list of products. It will explain to you what you need to consider when purchasing certain products. So for pillows, it will say it kind of literally spells out, you need to think about the factors like firmness, sleeping position, and material. And then it has another bit, which is about popular brands. And then another bit, which is about different types of pillows. So you can do, standard pillows, neck pillows, this kind of stuff. So I think, as you say, Amazon experience is going to be completely reimagined. From how it is today. And it makes sense because how people shopped 50 years ago using, I wasn't around then, but ordering from a mail order catalog, right, it's a totally different experience to how people do it today. And there's just no reason to think that the way we have it now is perfect and it's going to stay like, we've kind of finished e-commerce, right? Far from it. The customer experience is going to radically change. It's going to be more personalized. I think eventually we will have our own AI agents doing the shopping for us. So we will, we'll all have our own personal kind of helpers who are AI, and we'll say to them for certain purchases, hey, like, can you buy me a new fridge part or a new bolt for the washing machine, or just really boring stuff where you have to sit there and kind of work out. It's quite arduous to try and work out exactly what replacement piece or whatever, like specific light bulb you need. You just trust the AI to do it. Why waste your brain energy doing that kind of stuff? So I think, yeah, we're definitely going to have a change in the experience for sure.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about generative AI. So I guess there's a different kind of AI. I'm not sure I'm saying this correctly, but agentic.
Agentic, yes.
Yeah. What's the differences between those two?
Sure. So we've kind of lived through in the last 2 years the rise of generative AI, which is excellent at generating stuff. So it generates images on Midjourney or e-content, generates text on ChatGPT, etc. But they don't have any capabilities to think. They kind of they just splurt, right? They kind of, you put in a prompt and it will just generate back to you the text that it thinks you want to hear based on your prompt and your training data. So agentic AI is different because it has the ability to think before it acts, and it uses chain of thought reasoning and therefore can solve more complex problems. So the big launch in this was OpenAI 01, which was launched maybe a month ago. Right. And 01 is the most significant thing that's happened in the world of AI since ChatGPT. And you could kind of see this in the 01 company because a bunch of their senior team left. They kind of said, I forget her name, the CTO, I think her name was Mira, left the company and said kind of like, we've launched 01, like I feel like I've achieved my mission here. But it can do advanced reasoning, multi-step problems. And to kind of illustrate this, in the International Mathematics Olympiad, 01, which is agentic AI, solved 83% of the math problems, whereas GPT-4 did only 13%. So
yeah, it sucked at math.
Sense. Yeah.
Can it tell how many R's are in strawberry?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it can.
It can do these kind of, it can think, right? So it will evaluate, and it's amazing because if you go on 01 and you click see the, I don't know what they call it, but like see response or whatever, you'll see it kind of prompt itself, and it kind of goes back and prompts itself and does multi-layers of checks. So the point is now, rather than just kind of generating stuff off the bat, it has these abilities to reason, evaluate different options and then take different options. So again, like in 01, OpenAI 01 exceeded human PhD level accuracy on physics, biology, and chemistry. It's getting to a extreme level of intelligence, which is basically going to power the next wave of tools which are being launched, which are kind of AI agents.
So let's get to the agents in a second. So yeah. I want to talk about these agents. You're hearing a lot more talk about it, but just based on what you're saying, we got a bunch of people that are listening right now, probably with their mouths hanging down, especially if they're not into AI right now. But how can the average either Walmart seller or Amazon seller really take advantage of this other than using Ecom Tent?
So I think it's really on all of us to just stay abreast of this, because the implications are so big that you don't want to not be aware of like these transformational shifts that are happening.
Right.
I think with 01, for example, like if you were to say, how could you use agentic AI today? For example, those of us who do, and I'm sure many of the customer listeners here do this kind of complex, problems in Excel and this kind of stuff. So you're maybe looking at your accounts, you're building graphs on sales growth, you're doing this kind of stuff. If anyone's tried to do that on ChatGPT-4, you'll go through it and you'll be like, oh, like it's just hallucinated a bunch of values, or the graphs are completely weird, and basically it hasn't worked it out. It's just hallucinated an answer and kind of given you a graph that doesn't make sense. So today, with O1, you can use a PhD level maths, physicist, chemist, you name it, probably more intelligent than 90% of humans out there, and it really can do these complex maths problems for you. So you can kind of talk, you can upload, well, unfortunately, actually in O1 you can't upload anything yet, but you can you can at the moment, I'm sure soon you'll be able to upload Excels, but you can describe your problems and kind of maths problems and like cap table management problems I was doing earlier today, like what happens when all these different shares in the company kind of vest and blah blah blah, and it's a complex math problem, and it can walk you through with like multi-chain reasoning with extreme accuracy, helping you on those complex problems.
Okay. We're going to get to the agents in a second. And by the way, last night I was just playing around. I was trying to just build out a bio for me, a long form bio.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in the information, it kicked it out. And then I said, like, on the one side, it just tells you what you want to do. And I said, oh, can you just find a better word for this? Boom. I really don't like that. Boom. And you see it. Like, you don't have to reprompt or anything. It just changes right in front of your eyes, which is awesome. Move around the two paragraphs. Oh, you forgot to talk about marketing misfits. And it did it so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. So right now, at least for me, I only have preview. When are they rolling out?
Yeah, there's only previews. Again, I don't totally know. But for now, as you say, we have preview, we have mini. I mean, these are far more expensive models than GPT. Like, these are kind of like 10x the price of on the API side of using just standard GPT models, and they're significantly their departure from the GPT. So this isn't GPT-5. This is a new type of model which thinks, as they call it, O1. So yeah, like a bunch of their senior staff kind of left after publishing this. Who knows when they'll roll it out? But I think it's as we'll talk about, it's one of these things where one company kind of makes a breakthrough and has this, and then people talk, maybe people in other companies look at this and they try to work backwards to see how they put it together. People obviously move around in Silicon Valley and elsewhere. The different AI engineers move around and take their knowledge with them. So, I mean, OpenAI got this last month, but I'm pretty sure Amazon, Google, Microsoft are gonna have this high level agentic capabilities in the next 6 months.
Okay, so it's the bottom of the hour, and just a couple of things. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, Kevin King and I are officially launching our beta in our new our beta program in our new company. And Kels, I don't know if you can throw up that graphic again, but we're looking for a few really good brands that are under $1 million that we could work with. And the whole plethora of services we can discuss with the brand. But right now, it's so much more than just optimizing a listing. But just let us know if you're interested. We're looking for maybe 3 brands, maybe a few more, depending on the selection. But right now, we're looking for 3 good brands to work with under $1 million. And if you're interested, Kelsey's going to throw the Google form here. I'm also going to be posting it with a lot more information in our WhatsApp group. Okay, now, if this is the first time you're listening to the podcast, at the top of the hour, we always have a really cool giveaway. It's called the Wheel of Kelsey. If you want to join, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you'll get a second entry. And Max, why don't you tell us what that is?
Sure. As is customary, we'll be giving away a month free Eddie content. So we've had a couple of customers, come from being on the podcast from their month free trial of your content. But yeah, we're month free, no strings attached. Your content will help you generate lifestyle images. We just launched A+ content last month, optimized copy, all of this kind of, all your Amazon content, all optimized for Cosmo and Rufus. So yeah, there we go.
All right. Very good. Okay, Kels, let's have a word from the sponsor and we'll be right back. Hey, Amazon sellers, ever faced account suspensions, ASIN hiccups, or IP headaches? Introducing Seller Basics, your Amazon accounts guardian. With just $99 per month or code NORM, $89 a month, Seller Basics offers a dedicated team to shield your business from these challenges. Plus, this membership offers free legal consultations from seasoned e-commerce attorneys. And guess what? There's no long-term contracts, and you can cancel with just a month's notice. You can view Seller Basics as your Amazon account's health plan, and you can check them out at sellerbasics.com. Now for the disclaimers. Seller Basics is not an insurer or law firm. Consultations come from independent firms, results may vary, and membership is needed before events leading to claims. Oh yeah, one other thing, terms apply. All right. Wow, that took about 3 months to do a recording of it, but now it's done. I don't have to do the live reads anymore. Okay, we were talking about agents.
Yeah.
And probably some of our listeners, they hear about agents, but they don't know exactly what they are. Can you explain it?
Yeah, so to recap, an agent is something that is an AI machine that can act autonomously. So it can go and make decisions by itself. You give it a task and it can go and execute on those tasks. At the moment, we have Gen AI, ChatGPT, Midjourney, which is fantastic at generating new content, but it doesn't have a thinking mechanism in it. It's just kind of, taking the context of your prompt plus its training to generate something new. But these agents have the ability to think, so they can break down tasks and they can execute on those tasks. So yeah, that's a high level definition. And Amazon has launched a bunch of agents, or they announced a bunch of agents at Accelerate, and happy to discuss them.
Okay, and let's talk about some of these Rufus updates. You want to get into some of those?
Sure. So on the Rufus side, Amazon kind of is doubling down on Rufus. Rufus is being expanded from just being a kind of a search assistant to like a shopping assistant for customers, and by that it can help you view your past orders. You can kind of talk about your order questions. They've expanded its reach, so it's now available on desktop in the US and on mobile in the UK and maybe in Canada. I don't know if you guys have it at the moment, but yeah, since September they kind of expanded its reach to customers internationally and also kind of through desktop on Amazon. We've been seeing lots of posts on LinkedIn and Twitter. I don't know if you've been following this, and people kind of, obviously we're very nerdy in the Amazon industry and kind of talking about their purchases they've made on Rufus. I bought this office chair that I'm sitting on Rufus, and it's a fantastic customer experience, and it's just getting better and better and better. So those are kind of the key things that have changed in the last few months.
Okay, so let's keep on that point. And how can sellers optimize Rufus?
So there's kind of 5 things to think about. Number 1 is context-based optimization, and this is returning to the kind of first point that I made at the top of the podcast, which is Amazon is going to become more and more personalized, and it's going to be personalized in ways that we can't imagine now. We can't imagine now because we don't have the technology, and also there's tons of creative and intelligent people sitting in Amazon thinking of new ways of launching, of utilizing AI, Gen AI, agentic AI in enhancing the shopping experience. So what's going to become more and more important is optimizing your listing for the context. Who's the customer you're selling to? Why are they buying it? What's their demographic? What season is it? And what are they? What's the context behind the purchase? Right? Is it a birthday gift for an uncle or a father or a grandfather because of is it a Christmas gift for a young lady or whatever it would be, optimizing for the context in the listing rather than trying to target long tail keywords is without a doubt, and we have case studies on this, a way forward in kind of ranking and being discoverable on these Gen AI systems.
Okay, very good.
Mhm.
Now, is there going to be anything else launched? Like, hey, what do you think Amazon's going to be launching next, or moving forward on?
So I think one thing I'm keeping a keen eye out on is Alexa, and I think we will have our shopping experience become more and more conversational. And at the moment, I don't know if people listening have tried Rufus. As I said, I've made my first purchase on it. I've seen others doing it. It's a great experience. So you can say, "Hey, I'm looking for an office chair. I want it to be minimum 4 stars. I want it to, customers to emphasize comfort in the reviews, and comfort. Comfort's more important to me than the budget, and blah 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 blah." And you can kind of put in a long form conversation like you would into ChatGPT. Maybe a sentence or two, and it's going to return to you, an excellent product that is matching exactly that intent. But I think as these systems get better, and we've seen that Alexa are going to be doing well. Amazon is one of the largest investors in Anthropic. I think they invested $4 billion in Anthropic, the parent company of Claude, and they're going to be rolling out. They're going to be rolling out this combination of Claude into Alexa. So Alexa, which at the moment is, dumb AI, previous AI, is just good enough to kind of play the right song and check on your Amazon order. I think suddenly we're all going to have smart assistants in our homes. And when I think at the moment that's a paid kind of pilot, and normally having worked at Amazon for 6 years, what happens is it becomes like its own paid program, then it becomes a Prime feature, and then eventually it's free for everybody. And that journey takes about a year or two. So I think very soon, Jeff Bezos in his infinite wisdom has kind of put these smart speakers in everyone's houses, kind of predicting that actually AI would pass a Turing test, and you would be able to have a conversation with it, and it would be able to understand you across multiple topics. And I think many people, including myself, couldn't imagine that. And I think how Amazon integrate voice, either for people talking to their phone or through Alexa, is going to be a really interesting one.
So, I know we're watching close on the time. You've got 5 minutes. So I've got one last question, then we'll go to the last question.
I've got a question for you as well, Norm.
What's that?
Yeah, you said what were you had this AI which kind of accurately had my whole history. And it gives you some questions. What were the questions that you had on there?
Let me just go back.
What's the AI that you used for that?
I'll tell you afterwards. I can't let that out. Okay. Let's see. Can you walk us through your decision to leave Amazon and start your own business, Ecom Tent? What inspired this transition? How do you or your co-founder, Timur, quickly create a minimal viable product for Ecom Tent? What are some of the key challenges you faced during your process? And I could have had these questions more direct just to this podcast, which is kind of cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's truly amazing what's happening. But right now, Kelsey and I were talking before the podcast, and I don't know about this, but can you explain a little bit about AI Sisu?
AI, so seller support. So AI Sisu is an internal acronym for seller support in Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So Amazon gonna, the head of seller support or VP of seller support, seller experience, whatever she was, kind of stood up on this stage at Accelerate and goes, "We are launching an AI agent for seller support." And you could hear in the audience this kind of, groan and take a breath from all the sellers, thinking, "Oh God, this is going to be disastrous." But I'm, as you can probably tell, I'm an optimist on this. I think yes, it's going to be painful at the beginning. But let's not forget what we're discussing about these agents that have just launched, which have a PhD level of scientific reason. And I say to any seller here listening, who would you rather have solve your case? Let's say you're listing changes category, right? You could choose a seller support agent who's probably sitting in Hyderabad or Costa Rica, who might be 4 weeks into their job or 6 months into their job at Amazon. Or you could choose an AI agent which can communicate to the AI that is built, behind Cosmo. It can process millions and millions of, or billions of pieces of information. It can identify that your case and some other seller who had a similar issue with a different category. Actually, these cases, they may not look connected to a human, the AI can recognize, okay, there's these 20, 30, 40 cases here which have all happened because of this rollout. I'm then going to send a little email to a VP of search and say, hey, like, we've had this issue, you've rolled out this thing. It looks great, but there's, these are some issues that have come from it. So I think, given Amazon is so complicated, it's impossible for any human to understand the black box of the algorithm and why, your listing has been moved from A to B, or whatever else the problem is, or why it's been marked as delivered in a warehouse across the world, but it's not arrived, or something like this. But actually, once these AI agents get good enough, they are going to be able to solve those problems, and they're going to have the reach and visibility that no human could possibly have. So I think, a year or two of pain, but I'm very optimistic about the potential of this.
Very good. Okay, so we have one comment, and if you run out of time, we can always do the Wheel of Kelsey without you and just give you the information. But Kelsey, what's the comment that Simon had?
I don't know if Simon's being cheeky here, but
He's always cheeky.
We know AI can have PhD level knowledge. AI has access to all the open data, no different to a human. AI is 1 billion times faster at reading the data. However, can AI work out what to use the PhD for?
It's an interesting question, and I've been, just to answer this on a slight tangent, I've been listening to some of these professors talking about like AI rights, and like we have human rights, AI rights, and treating these AIs well. And I mean, for me, this is something I am vehemently against. I think it's very dystopian if we have a world where we have people suffering in certain third world countries, and we're like worrying about giving rights to this AI that was built in San Francisco. So I don't know if that's an answer to your question, but I think AI, I think of AI as like an extent. I don't think of it as a tool. I think of it as like an extension of humanity. Like language is kind of an extension of humanity, and it's kind of so crucial to what humanity has become now. And it's kind of hard to, humans before language are kind of unrecognizable to us today. As real humans, and I think in 1,000 years people will be so integrated with AI systems which are human, like we created them, and like we created language, and we will kind of they will look at us, humans not enhanced by AI, and kind of they'd be unrecognizable. But I don't see it as like a separate being that will know what to do with a PhD.
I read a book a few years back called Singularity Man by Ray Kurzweil. And he's the director of innovation over at Google. He's also a futurist, and he's advised 6 presidents on the future, and he's pretty accurate. He says by 2029, AI, artificial intelligence, robots will have rights.
Yeah, I'm very worried about that, because I can definitely see a certain certain personality of people who feel that, we need to give rights, we need to like turn them off and let them whatever, I don't know, like not ask them this, that, and the other. And I think that's, I mean, maybe this is going to be played back to me in 10 or 15 years, but I think that assumes it's absolutely ridiculous, and like AI should be focused to benefit humanity. And if we get to a world where like us as humans are like working out protecting the rights for AI, I think that's a very scary place. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
I love Simon's comment here. Oh my God, we're in big trouble if AI is an extension of humanity.
Well, I think it is. I think that's how we should think about it, honestly.
Yeah.
All of our knowledge put together, and
So do you have to cut out?
I do.
Okay. So Max, thanks for coming on. We're going to go
Thanks.
after you leave and do the Wheel of Kelsey. So again, thank you so much for, dropping in and being a return guest. I think you're one of the top returning guests.
Thank you. We'll speak soon, Norm.
All right. See you later. All right, everybody. Here's the last sponsor, and then we'll get over to the Wheel of Kelsey. If you haven't done so, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you get a second entry. Hey, Amazon sellers, Hono Worldwide is having their grand opening of their brand new warehouse. And guess what? They're accepting new customers. This warehouse is located in Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, just 90 minutes from the New York, New Jersey ocean port. It's perfect for sellers needing quick access to major shipping lanes. This brand new warehouse has 10,000 pallet capacity and is perfect for warehousing, e-com order fulfillment, co-packing, and kitting. Don't miss out. Secure your space today. All you need to do is email Honu at savings@honuworldwide.com, and Honu is spelled HONU worldwide.com. And don't forget to mention the Beard Guy sent you. And I see, Kelsey, that Simon's got a few comments about humanity. However, Norm is the cream of humanity, our savior. All right, that's because of the beard, right? Okay, let's get to the wheel.
All right, here is the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. So thank you everyone for entering today's Wheel of Kelsey. I'll shuffle these up. If you are the winner, please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com.
And you got to check out Ecom Tent. They've got their new A+ and their new title optimization extension. All right, Drip Fit, you got it.
Drip Fit, congratulations. Please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. Also, I don't think it was mentioned, but there is a 15% off discount for Beardos too. So you can use the code NORM15, or you can follow the link and that'll get you it. So everyone's a winner in a way.
That's what we say. That's what we always say. All right. So that's it for today. Kels, anything else to add?
I think we haven't mentioned the newsletter today, which is crazy, but yeah, if you'd like to sign up for the newsletter, it's lwn.news. You can check it out. It goes out every Monday. And I know you've got the Marketing Misfits happening every week on Tuesdays, so you can check that out. You can go to the YouTube channel Marketing Misfits. It's a podcast with Norm and Kevin. And do you want to mention the beta program one last time?
Yeah. So just the last time on this, we're looking for a few really good brands that we can help improve. So Kevin King and I have formed this new company. We're going to put more details in our WhatsApp group about it. But if you're interested, just fill out the form that Kelsey provides, and then we'll give you the information. So we just want to take a look at your brand, and if we think we can help you out, we'll let you know. But we're looking, there's probably a maximum of 5, but we've looking at 3 at least to try to work with. So it's an A to Z concierge white glove service that I don't think anybody is offering what we're doing right now. So we'll get more into it when we talk to the brands. Again, it's a beta test. So, there might be a few bugs to work out, but you know what? It'll be worth it. Okay. So that's it. We do have 4 different communities. You can listen to the podcast, the newsletter, go to the WhatsApp group or to the Facebook group. And that's it for today. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you next week.
Lunch with